Streaming. Are we live yet? Are we live?
So live.
So
All the way live.
How's it going? Whoa, Mob, are you blending in with the screen? I think you are. You see
my
through,
God,
buddy.
it's beautiful. Woo!
Yeah.
Okay.
We're really seeing your insides tonight.
Well, sometimes you just got to go inside out.
Inside out. Well, welcome to another edition of Higher Thought. The Valentine's Mardi Gras version, I suppose, right?
Yeah, it's post. It's recovery day of.
It is. Well, yesterday was recovery day.
Oh, right. So it's post recovery
National
day.
Hangover Day.
Right. Right.
But yes, Higher Thought, which of course is rated TVMA.
Exactly.
Which means viewer discretion advised.
Because we may say things.
This is live television. Sometimes, hey, we claim we're the #1 fake news show in Acadiana.
Right. Well, we are
Acadiana.
We are Acadiana's only fake news.
Only fake news.
The real fake news.
The real fake news. So
except when an occasional fact slips by.
We don't claim to be role models for anybody.
Oh, no. Please.
Sure, we hope that the light bulb goes off. That's what Higher Thought's all about. And any kind of innuendos or assumptions about the name,
isn't that an
Higher
Italian
Thought,
suppository?
it means higher education, and any kind of, I guess, people kind of view the name as, they're talking about other things other than higher learning, higher education.
Higher education. I loved higher education.
Well,
I wish I could have stayed in higher education.
If you have those inferences about the show, then they're your own inferences.
Pretty much, yeah.
So here on Higher Thought, we kind of brush through the news, what's going on in the world.
And who's lying to you?
Who's lying to you? We are looking from it from a critical thinking perspective.
Exactly. Can you trust what's been shoved in front of your face?
Yes.
Fact check, baby, fact check.
Well, and even can you trust some of these conspiracy theories, So it's just looking at everything.
Right. There's some good ones.
Through a good lens.
There are some good
ones. Is the
ones.
Earth flat? We've talked about that on the show
Earth's
before.
Not flat.
The Earth's
if
not
the
flat.
Earth was flat, the cats would have knocked everything off the edge already.
They would have done dig it.
It's just smile.
So, now that we've got that out of the way, we've got a great show.
I think you can be educated and entertained in the next umpteen minutes.
Yep, it's going to happen, Acadiana. And if you want to get in on the action, you're welcome to call in. If there's a topic, that makes your blood boil. Or if, or if you just want to, got something to say. I have a friend of mine that was telling me they wanted to call and talk about the XFL. Okay. I forgot to text them the number, though.
Oh,
oops.
Oops.
There it is. 377-366-8950. Thank you, Jacob. You're doing a wonderful job.
Thank you, guys.
We started right at 6 o'clock.
Hey, we did just what we could do.
Hey, we like to move on CPT around here. CPT, Caucasian people time.
Oh,
Caucasian people
right.
time.
We get it done when it gets done.
It gets done when it gets done.
It gets done when it gets done. Yeah, yeah.
So I guess running through the headlines. Big news yesterday. Another mass shooting.
Right. Mass shooting.
Mass shooting.
Mass shooting.
It seems to already have been turned into a political event.
No.
Of course.
No.
As if,
now is not the time to politicize. Let's just offer thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts and prayers.
Right. And
but
then
it seems as though all of these shooting events turn into political, take away Second Amendment rights. Which of course should people be able to get a semi-automatic weapon, that can have extra rounds and.
They've got a hard-on for the AR-15, but they're not saying shit about AK-74s, AK-47s.
Sure. But to a certain degree, I almost think that a lot of these scary mass shooting news reports are to a certain degree desensitizing us and even kids like who are having to do drills like these in school, you know,
Right.
where like, you know, I even saw where they're making a kid at one school, they have a kid, you know, like have to put fake blood on them, you know, just to kind of desensitize the kids to these types of situations.
Okay, that's creepy.
It is.
That's
it is.
creepy.
And I mean, that was on mainstream news last night, you know, that they're running these drills all across the country where basically they're shoot 'em up drills.
I'd be uncomfortable with that as a parent.
Yeah, I know. I mean, that's traumatizing.
Right.
It's
My
not
kids-
I mean, it's just as traumatizing as the actual experience.
Right. My kids don't need to pretend that one of their classmates has been murdered.
Right. And just as a, you know, as a drill, which, yes, we should be maybe prepared for these kind of things.
Lockdown drills.
Right.
You know, some sort of.
But fake blood, you know,
No.
like actually having the police come in there. And I saw one thing where they like basically gave everybody in the classroom a tennis ball to where if the shooter comes in your room, like everybody throws tennis balls at him. And then somebody stands by the door and tries to do this maneuver to get the gun out.
Well,
So, I mean,
yeah,
good-
in a
good-
perfect
good
world, that could
tactics.
work.
Right. I
Right.
mean, but it's just,
Are you going to be the
Is this
dude?
the
Are you
world
going to
we
be
live
the
in?
dude by the door?
I won't be the dude by the door.
You will?
I will have like a children's shield in front of me, you know.
Stand them up in front of you, and you can hunker underneath the desk. Make sure to turn the.
It wouldn't really be
No,
that way.
no.
It wouldn't really be that way. So this guy who was a shooter in the Florida high school shooting, apparently this white supremacy group claimed him.
Oh,
And I guess that's what happens after all these events. They get claimed by some group.
sure. I mean, we knew Al Qaeda did it all the time.
Right.
And so all
If you're
dude has to
Muslim,
do
then
is.
Al Qaeda or ISIS claims it. If you're
Oh,
white,
right.
then the
Al-Qaeda's
white
passe.
supremacy group claims it.
Well, sure. All he has to do is visit their website once or twice, and then they can say he's one of ours.
It's sad news. It's sad news. But is that all these shootings, which just seem to happen all the time, are they meant to divide the public? Are they meant to lead to more racism towards, you know, any particular section of population? You know, whether it be Muslims, whites, African Americans. You know, is it leading to more gun control? Which, of course, the fake news or the fake real news.
The real? Okay, yeah.
We're the real fake news. The
Right.
fake real news.
The fake.
Wait,
yeah, the fake real news.
Yeah, the
right.
fake real news seems to be pushing all of these things. We need gun control now.
I thought gun control was hitting your target.
Well, and it seems as though a lot of these mass shootings kind of tend to happen in gun-free zones where, you
Yeah.
know, if you are able to be armed to protect yourself, hey, you might stand a shot.
Okay, but then again, how many kindergartners are packing? Or first graders?
Who knows nowadays? It
Nowadays,
seems like
right.
more kindergartners are packing than what they were 20, 30 years ago.
Right, we do have kids that are getting picked up
I
for.
mean, it even happened at a recent, locally at a high school here in Acadiana.
And a
where-
middle school.
Yeah, where they had
A student. that-
guns at school,
Right.
you know? So, I mean, do we make all these kids walk through metal detectors before they go to school and make it just kind of like a prison?
Well, we are. It is.
It already is
Pipeline to
kind of a prison. Yeah, it's the pipeline to prison.
Yeah. Okay.
You know.
Not. Yeah. Because the cream rises to the top, and then they
Surely.
leave Louisiana.
The ones at the bottom, though, are the ones that just drift off into prison, though.
Well, you got to keep the prison industrial complex fed.
And are they just keeping the lower? You know, I mean, who's to say? Who's to say? We don't speak on any of those educational issues
No.
because we have nothing to do with them.
Right. We wouldn't want you to think that we actually knew what we were talking about.
Right. We have no association. So yeah. Enough about that. How about Mardi Gras? It turned out to be a pretty decent Mardi Gras. They were predicting all this rain, all this
Rain,
cold,
yeah.
but it ended up being relatively dry. It
Right.
had some rain, but it was relatively warm too. I'm wearing shorts and a short sleeve shirt right now, so I can't complain.
It's been a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Yeah, and ultimately we had Valentine's Day or Singles Day
Singles Day.
yesterday.
Welcome to VD.
Welcome to VD. Happy VD Day,
Yeah.
everyone. I hope you just spread your goodwill and cheer with everyone in VD.
Roses are red, violets are blue. No, no. Thank you. I'll stop.
I've gotten my VD checked out. How about you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I've got clean blood work. How about you?
How about you? Yeah, we're clean, Acadiana. How about you, though? Let's
You
see.
dirty, dirty bird.
Do I really want to talk about? Okay, well, yeah, there's been all this talk about how Russia was meddling in our elections. Well, Russia pretty much says it has evidence that we've been meddling in their elections.
Well, duh.
Duh! Hello.
I mean, we've meddled in people's elections
Every
for
single country across
Yeah,
the world.
Right.
You
We
know?
want to
Literally.
help the people that we like, whether it's in that nation's
But
best
they can't
interest
do
or
it to
not.
us. And
No,
you
no,
know,
God, no.
I was just discussing with you, man. I mean, it's just like Democrats and Republicans. Russia and America seem to be almost two sides of the same coin, to the same globalist kind of BS that we've been seeing.
Okay, but there is a significant difference, in my opinion.
Well, there's a
Okay,
difference between
no,
Republicans
but,
and Democrats, liberals and conservatives.
You've got oligarchs versus corporatists.
right?
Okay, in America, the corporatists can be Republican or Democrat.
Right?
Okay, and in Russia, right, oligarchs have to be
It's
allied
basically Putin.
allied with the man in power.
Right.
So you get the same.
But you
we
almost
get the
think
same
as though
result from
we're
two
heading
different
to both of them, where it's going to be a
corporate oligarchy. Yes, yes,
you know,
yes.
and that's where we're headed. Because it's two sides of the same coin. All the Republicans and Democrats is the same rich people, just on different sides that are bought off by different people, just swinging the pendulum back and forth to where it gets more wide and more extreme each time, and we're
Even-
more divided as a country.
But most Americans
Our centrists.
aren't extreme. Most.
Right.
Most
It's
of
the
us
illusion that the media
cluster,
creates.
right?
So,
And the parties try to perpetrate on us that the other is evil.
right.
No matter which side you're
Us or
on,
them.
the other is evil.
It's us or them. It's divide and conquer, ladies and gentlemen, which is, the easiest form of psychological manipulation there is.
That's why watching TV is bad.
It's bad for you. On social media, it's bad. It's
man,
bad for you.
You shouldn't be involved in social media. People
Social
get all up
media,
in your business.
Well, let's see. Too much internet leads to depression, loneliness, and unstable personality.
Not just internet.
Yeah,
But-
especially,
Well,
like,
okay, the social media component
like
of
Facebook,
that.
like
Facebook. Okay, Facebook is for old folks anymore.
pretty
It
much
really
your
is.
Snapchats, your
right, all Kik and all the other
yeah, all
things.
Of it. It's basically each time we get a little message, we get or a like with some
We get a
little
serotonin boost, right.
And
Well,
eventually we
damn.
become addicted to this stuff.
I'm addicted
And
to what the-
essentially,
No.
I mean, even the Facebook people admit we're being programmed pretty much to be subservient to these financial elite that run everything.
There are only a small number of people that run all the money.
Pretty much. And most of those richest families, you're not going to see read about them in Forbes.
No, no. They are not in
They're
the paper.
off the charts. You think Bill Gates is rich? Yeah, there's nothing compared. Look up the Rothschild family. Look up some of those other families.
Yeah.
It's not even close. Let's see.
Follow the money?
Speaking of which, Peter Thiel, who is
Oh, Jesus God, not Peter Thiel.
the CEO of PayPal, and he's actually behind the digital currency of Ethereum, along with the Rothschild family, richest family in the world. But ultimately, he is trying to prep for the apocalypse in New Zealand. Many other billionaires are too, and they're buying up property in New Zealand. I've even read even in the Midwest here in the United States.
Now, the Midwest makes sense unless you're terrified of
Switzerland is another
well,
good place.
the super volcano in Yellowstone.
Right.
If you're not terrified of that, then the Midwest makes sense.
Well, sure.
If you're terrified of geologic activity sometime in the next couple of centuries, go to New Zealand.
Well,
Dig a hole, make yourself comfortable, and make sure you've got a door that
As
locks.
far as strategical sites to bomb,
but-
it's basically mainly coastal cities, and
Right.
that's where the majority of the population in the United States are on coastal cities.
Yeah, within a couple 100 miles,
Without a
definitely.
doubt, no doubt.
And then, of course, riverways. I mean, you go up the Mississippi River, which is the major sewage pipe of the nation.
Well, of course. And I mean, if you want to wipe out Louisiana, and we were talking about this, hey, knock out our levees,
Right.
We're done.
Or go upstream and drop the grid for an extended period of time to chem plants. I mean, that stuff is going to get into our water.
Well, surely. But I don't know. Facebook, it seems as though has changed here recently. It's
Did you
got a
hear
new
about their
algorithm.
new? Yeah, did you hear about their new scam? They've got this thing where you can opt into their VPN, but then when you read the fine print, they collect all the data on everything you do when you use their virtual private network,
Right.
so that you can be more secure.
Well, and it seems as though, like, even as human beings, we are just, giving away our freedoms, and basically we've all become a bunch of voyeurs, and like we're used to being spied on and spying on other people to a certain degree, and we've become desensitized to that, and we've given away our privacy, to
Yeah.
these companies.
Well, that's because they're offering something for free. People like free. Doesn't matter what you give up, it's free.
Never give an inch, as they say in V for Vendetta, right? Because they'll take a mile.
That sounds reasonable.
Let's see. In other happier news, though, how about the Black Panther opening up tonight?
Woo!
Yeah. It's expected to have record sales, a lot of pre-orders, a lot of good reviews about the Black Panther. Yeah. Speaking of the Black Panther,
Black Panthers.
Black Panthers, hey,
Hey.
right here. Power to the people.
Power to the people.
Power to the people. Thank you,
Health-
Shahid. Feel free to
healthcare
come
for
pull
all.
up a chair anytime, man. We're chilling. We're doing the damn thing here.
Really?
By all means, we can always fit one more. This is how we do it here at Acadiana. You can just come on over to the Rosa Park Center. And we
And-
were just talking to some random drunken guy out on the road, and he was talking about tobacco and stuff. And I was like, hey,
How
come talk on the
tobacco
show.
was the foundation of the nation.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yes. Tobacco and sugar.
Right. Well,
Yes.
Initially wood, oak,
Yeah.
things like that,
Okay.
because countries like England had deforested their nations.
Right.
They needed
Some
the
paper.
large, the unharvested oaks to make masts and spars for their ships.
Okay.
And without masts, which are their main driving force, right?
Wow,
You
that's
throw the
early.
sails
That's
up,
real
right?
early American
And
there, man.
you've got to have something that drops into place. It's going to withstand all the force. It's going to shove your big old ship across the ocean. Once you've cut down all your natural resources that meet that particular need, what are you going to do? You got to find someplace else to get it, or you got to pay to buy from somebody else. And when they came into New England, they were seeing forests. Chop it down, shape it up, let's build a ship.
Exploit the land.
That's it.
Right, it's an extractive industry. It's kind of like South Louisiana. We're built
And
on.
we've got an indigenous population here that we need to get rid of. Let's just go ahead and wipe them off of the books.
Well, it's not my fault they're
I
allergic.
mean, like,
to-
wasn't
to-
it like
to-
legal to kill Indians like there for a minute?
I must have missed that one, but I'm sure.
I'm sure it was.
sure, yeah.
Basically they would forgive you if you accidentally killed some Indians.
Better dead than red.
Whoa.
That's
I know it's
Whoa.
brutal, but you
Hey,
follow that thought.
It's a matter of what times you live
Wow.
in.
I mean,
There's a bad time to be an Indian, and I'd say
There
even
was a
right
bad
now
time
it's
to
kind of a
be
bad
Irish.
time to be a whitey, I
Yes,
mean,
most
because there's a lot of
I think
racism
everybody.
going
I
towards.
think everybody gonna get their day to be a bad time.
right.
Yeah, everybody's gonna
Everyone.
get their bad
But
day to be
at
your.
some
The
point-
thing is that the red man and the black man wondering when the whitey's gonna really get their day.
Well, right. Everybody's saying that
Probably
Whitey's got it
soon.
coming to him,
If
even though
the
I had nothing
system
to do with
goes
my
down,
ancestors' doing.
I think the bulk of
I mean,
mainstream
history kind of,
America.
yeah. That's all it is.
So running through the rest of the news here, yeah, we got the Black Panther opening tonight. Another movie that
I
looks
hear that's
good.
going to do real good.
I hear it's going to do really well. It looks really good.
Yes,
It's gotten
I've
great
seen the
reviews
trailer.
of people that's seen it. I kind of
Yes.
want to see that comedy that's coming out, Game Night, too. I don't know if you've seen the preview for that. Jason Bateman. You know, I'm a big gamer. I like to play games with my friends.
Well, that's
Like
what
board
it's
games and
based
stuff.
on.
Pretty
Like,
much, yeah.
Video
like
games?
Video games. And
It's
stuff?
not video games, like
board
board games, like with
okay.
your friends and
Dungeons
stuff.
and
Like,
Dragons or
yeah.
Risk. I mean, what?
You know how like people,
Settlers
adults
of
will get
Catan?
together, drink, and play board games.
Right,
and stuff.
right, like Monopoly.
Yeah, or Monopoly,
Yeah, what,
or even
like
in
what?
today's society, people play what do they call the game?
Roughneck.
Cards Against Humanity.
Yes.
That's big game now.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's a party game.
Let's
but-
see.
Wow,
Game-
that's-
right.
that-
That's not much competition.
that game, that kind of picks at you too, man. Try to extract some information from you.
Speaking of extracting,
Oh,
can
Ow.
you extract milk from a male's nipple? Can you milk me, fucker?
Oh, come on. That has to be some fake news there.
Well, we're the real fake news here at Higher Thought. So, actually, a hospital has helped induce lactation of a trans woman to help her breastfeed for her partner's baby. So, after
Wow.
3
Whoa.
months, the trans woman was able to produce 8 ounces of milk a day. So, this
I
is
mean, you
formerly
know,
a male that's producing milk.
Right.
In their fake trans tits.
But think about this, man. They had this big argument about stem cell
Right.
research, right? But you have scientists that's actually scientifically working on sexes to make them different. Here's this. I mean, a transgender.
Well, there's a blending of the sexes now. It seems like
Right, I understand
women are
that.
more masculine and men are more effeminate. It seems like
My point is, as in reference to popular opinion.
pacifists, if even anything,
Yeah.
or distracted. Greatly distracted. Basically, you're doing anything but holding the government accountable.
oh, shall we just blame the government for all our problems?
Well,
Can we blame
the
some people?
corporatocracy?
No.
Can't we just blame some people for being assholes?
Which I don't think we have reviewed the Super Bowl. Did y'all get a chance to watch the Super Bowl at all?
Nope, skipped it.
You skipped the Super
I
Bowl?
skipped it because I give 0.
For me, the highlight was really, I guess, just watching the halftime with Justin Timberlake. I thought that was pretty
You
fire.
enjoyed that?
I thought that
Oh,
was pretty
yeah.
fire. You
Yeah.
know, I'm a fan of
I kind
Timberlake.
of walked away from the. I seen some of it, then I left.
Well,
I came
and then
back for
plus the
second
Prince
half.
tribute that they did, in Minnesota, of course.
The
and
what?
the Prince tribute they did
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
halftime show.
So
And then
they have,
did
did they
up-
have a holographic Prince?
But I seen some.
yeah, well, they shot up.
Yeah, where they did like a video type.
Yeah, we were talking
wasn't
about that last
hologram.
time, I think, maybe, the holographic prints. They were talking about doing that, but then they said they weren't going to do it, and they kind of did it.
They did it. They actually did it.
Yeah, so I thought that was really
I have
good.
to check that out. I didn't see that one.
But, the NFL lost a lot of viewers this past year with all of their, kneeling during the national anthem. A lot of people think the games are rigged.
Yeah.
But the XFL is actually going to return in 2020. Vince McMahon's from WWE. He's going to bring
He
back the
sees an
XFL.
opportunity, seemed to me.
I think so, and he's got a lot of
Because-
people financially backing it as
Now,
well.
is it
Right,
a smaller
right.
field?
That's not all his money.
Because, like you say,
What's
the
that?
viewers for the Super Bowl this year was way down.
Oh, way down.
Like way down.
Is it a smaller field?
No,
I
it's,
think
it's the same thing, basically.
Okay, but wasn't there like the CFL?
That's talking
that-
about the
Well,
arena.
that's
football.
110
Okay,
yards.
I'm talking
arena.
about arena football.
Arena football is like a basketball stadium.
Right.
And like it's only like a 50
Yeah.
yard.
Okay,
Yeah.
It's just there's so many
Yeah.
options
Well,
that
sure.
it gets.
Hmm. And I think that's they use that as a mean to train and try to get in NFL.
Right. Well, college can't be your only minor league. I mean, it's not like
I know
basketball
that,
where you can go to Italy and play ball until you bring your skills up.
Right, or the NBA developmental league. And I think that's all the XFL is going to be is a developed league, for the NFL.
Well, if he
XFL?
thinks he can
Yeah.
make some money at it, then
I think,
Well, it didn't even- it only
but
lasted
you
one
know what?
year
They're
last
not
time.
restricted to no specific rules though, like the NFL, like under.
They make their own rules. You know, they
Exactly.
had a couple
So-
different rules, I think, in the XFL that they didn't have in the NFL. I think like they didn't have fair catch on punts in the XFL.
They didn't have fair catch.
They didn't have fair catch, you know.
Okay.
So it's
So
like
what? You could just play
How about-
smear the
how
clear
about-
while
you
he's
can
trying
spear the dude that's trying to catch the punt.
Yeah.
pretty
Oh,
much.
it's brutal.
They had a different way of doing the kickoff. Instead of doing a kickoff, they'd throw the ball out there, and you just had to go and first one to grab the ball.
Kind
talking
of
about like-
kind of like a rugby scrum.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
offside kick or something.
Yeah, so it didn't have a coin toss. You know, you were able to put your nickname on the back of your jersey, like their most famous guy.
What you
was,
mean they didn't have
"He hate
a
me."
current toss?
They didn't have a coin toss. They'd toss the ball out there. Whoever ran out there grabbed the ball.
Not XFL, man.
Yeah,
no.
that's how they did the kickoff. It was like a coin toss kind of thing.
Wow.
And then you get the ball
Well,
first.
I mean,
But then they do a kickoff, of course. But that's how you determine who got the ball first.
Yeah.
Couple
get in-
different
things.
Get in there.
Well, and they've
and-
kind of said that they are going to be
Wow.
standing up for the national anthem in the XFL. So you can look for it to be more patriotic. And I heard they've already asked Tim Tebow to go play for them.
Wait, wasn't he the one known for taking a knee?
No,
Tim
he's
Tebow?
the Christian.
Right,
Tim
but
Tebow.
didn't he take a
but
knee?
he take a knee regular, man.
No, he actually, I think, a guy that was taking a knee.
No,
like
Tim Tebow used to, when the national, he used to get on his knees as if he was
or pray to God or something
They
like
didn't
that.
tell him anything.
So,
Why they didn't tell him
right,
anything?
why can't
I
you
don't
take
know.
a knee to...
I didn't realize he was doing that, but
Right,
who's
I
to
mean,
say?
Wow,
I
man,
protested the Vietnam War in my way. Why can't they protest social inequality in their way? By taking a knee.
Yeah, but I
And
really,
no
really,
disrespect to the police,
it's
the
like-
military, whatever. It's the whole fucking system.
yes. But what I don't understand about that, and I know y'all probably covered that on Hot Thoughts already in reference to the knee take, is that it was explained as to why the knee was being taken. It wasn't like a protestation
Right.
of being less. To be a patriot is to accept a beating in the head, a consistent pattern of law enforcement and you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But is it manufactured dissent?
Would that be less patriotic? Huh?
Is it manufactured dissent?
manufactured dissent?
Right. I mean,
Help me understand that.
where people create controversy around what started as a
It's
small...
as a distractor.
Right. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And now all of a sudden it takes on this whole thing, sucking the oxygen out
They've
of
only
the
been
room.
doing the national anthem in the NFL where the players are out there and not in the locker room since 2009.
Mm-hmm.
We got a call, and of course that always stirs up emotion there talking about that. Let's see. Hello, caller. Welcome. You're live on Higher Thought.
How you guys doing?
Oh, we're all right, man. What's your thoughts on the whole thing? You ready to watch some XFL football or what?
Yeah, I guess it's all right. Football's kind of, I don't know, kind of getting kind of dangerous there.
All right. At least I think it's always been dangerous. It's just a matter of now they actually have like the studies to back up all the
Right.
concussion stuff, and eventually we're going to be watching
Yeah.
flag football.
Look like it's getting more violent though.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Well, the players are just so much faster and stronger than what they used to be.
But I think it's a lot of restrictions now in the NFL.
well, surely you
It's
can't even
not-
hardly hit anybody.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
got a guy like he's 6'5", 300, he runs the 40 yards in 4.2.
and that's what I'm saying. But I mean, you take us, man. I mean, we'll say, "Oh, that look dangerous," but a lot of these guys' bodies be just like hard as
Oh,
this.
they're hard
I
to
mean,
steal, but they're
right.
flying at each other 90 miles an hour, and I mean, there's
So-
some serious collisions.
Yes,
Kind of like
there.
watching
Actually-
girls
And the
hockey.
human body wasn't meant to do certain things like that.
No.
Well, you don't last
it
long.
up.
No matter what kind of technology you have on your helmet.
Well, shit, I tell
Yeah,
you one
everything's
thing.
padded up
What,
with your ass.
Right.
Oh.
That's it. Have you been watching any of the Winter Olympics?
No, I've been well, I watched a little bit of it. I like the women, I like to watch the women there.
Okay.
I
just
like
the
to
women
watch
in
the
general,
women.
huh?
I like to watch the
girl.
I like to
Like
watch
in their
the
little
women
snow
in
outfits
so-
and doing the snow skiing and.
I got a thing about taking a knee. Why take a knee? Just tell the cops to lay their guns down. I'm out.
Okay, so caller says, "Why take a knee? Just tell the cops to put their guns down." Is what he
Okay,
says.
but
Sometimes cops need to use their guns, right?
there are times, but then again, why do they automatically escalate? I mean, the whole process should be de-escalation of confrontations.
Right.
But
exactly.
If you can
I mean,
de-escalate an ugly situation,
Well, sure.
isn't that
And I
going to
think
end up
de-
better for everyone?
And they're in a sticky situation, man. I would
Oh,
not want
it
to be in
sucks to
that
be them. I
situation
would
where it's my
not
life or
want-
somebody else's.
Right.
If they're like reaching in their pocket for something,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, it's very hard, and they don't get paid enough for it.
Oh,
you know?
no doubt.
But you know, I mean, there
but-
are systems in place to hold police officers more accountable. You know, such as the body cameras. I'm not necessarily saying that's working per se, you know, but you know, there are ways that we could try to hold them more accountable. And let's see if we can get another opinion here.
Welcome to Higher Thought. How can we help you?
Yeah, let me bounce back into that. In New Orleans, they got a lot of women police, and boy, they look fine. And you know, a woman can calm down a situation faster than a man. They don't react like that.
Okay.
So you're saying that women are better at de-escalating situations than men are?
Oh yeah, they have more patience.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's possible. I'd say it's dependent on the situation. It's a case-by-case basis.
I'll tell you what, I've seen many a women police officers in New Orleans. They can handcuff me anytime, take me in. I'm out.
You
I
want
hear
them
you.
to spank you while they got you?
We know that you like the women Olympic athletes and police officers, and you're ready to be frisked or go down a slope with, you know,
As long
Yeah.
as there's a
The
female
slippery
involved.
slope.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
She would just escalate it.
yeah, escalate up the mountain.
Right, escalate. Let's escalate that situation.
Yeah, something like that.
And I've watched a little bit of the Olympics in Korea. I don't
You
know. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
It was good. I watched some of it also.
Yeah, it's been
I
okay.
enjoyed it.
And I think
I
they also
enjoyed that
got.
snowboarding, man. Oh wow!
They also
this-
got the NBA.
Snowballing?
Yeah, is
Yeah,
that like
man,
the
Shaun
curling
White,
or
this guy,
something?
Shaun
Okay, so
White.
Oh wait, no,
curling
that's
or-
different. Yeah,
The snowboarding.
Snowboarding.
Boarding.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
snowboarding.
Yeah, I snowboard much better than I ski.
Really?
But that's because I spent more time skating,
Yeah.
skateboarding,
Okay.
than I did
I would
roller
struggle
skating.
with both, most likely.
Now, I'm better at roller skates than roller blades,
Mm-hmm.
which maybe the negative on roller blades makes it a negative for me skiing because I end up on my ass frequently. But on a snowboard,
Mm-hmm.
I tend to stay up, just like on a skateboard. You only, you know,
Yeah,
my
I
foot
think
hits
it-
the ground to propel me forward, and if I'm on a downhill grade,
Mm-hmm.
you bring your foot up, you put your body to work, you get down to the bottom, you rotate out sideways to lose the velocity.
Straighten up. Yeah.
Right, snowboards just seem to work for me.
Did y'all see President Obama's?
Well, this is
painting?
single. This guy was doing single snowboarding.
Oh, doing the tricks and all
Yeah,
that.
just
surfing.
like-
Yeah, oh,
basically
yeah,
a half
that-
pipe. It was-
that- okay,
a lot of
that's-
those people have skateboarding backgrounds,
Right.
You know,
Right,
so the 17-year-old kid that ended up winning like the freestyle, you know, half
Oh,
pipe or
he
whatever.
was the dude that said on TV.
Oh, was he?
The
Yeah,
little young guy.
yeah.
He was the first one to win a gold medal in
Right.
Korea.
And he woke up late, lost his coat, and said on TV.
Oh, wow, I missed
mean,
that. I
that's
missed
just
that.
like a 3-in-1 bonus right there.
Well, and like they had another Olympic athlete I saw that was getting in trouble about some comment about I don't know like Khloe Kardashian or something like that. It was something stupid.
Who cares?
President Obama, did y'all see his painting in the White House? And a lot of
Yes,
people are
man.
talking about that, and it's kind of a goofy painting. It's like
Say, man. I
it's
don't-
like some like leaves behind him, and he's sitting in a chair. It's just random, and it looks nothing like any of the other presidential pictures.
Right.
Exactly.
But he
It's like-
picked a prominent African American
Artist that paints white people with their head chopped off.
I didn't know that part.
Yeah.
No, it's what it was.
He's famous for painting white
Nice.
people with their heads chopped
No,
off, apparently.
no.
So
Don't
the
do
headline reads.
Don't
No.
fake news.
I know,
Hey,
I know that he's
the real
famous
fake
for
news
doing
here.
No,
weird
he did. He
backgrounds.
did it. No, he actually did a portrait of this queen with a white woman's head in her hand.
I've
He
seen
actually,
that
but this
portrait.
like Huh?
I've seen that before.
seen the
Yeah.
picture?
Is that the only one? I
trying
mean,
to
because
think.
the way the headline reads.
The headline
Hey,
say
yeah,
like
we
he has
brushed
an
through headlines
archive
here. I don't read every
of
story
these
that I
type
write
of
the headline
paintings,
down.
man. Yeah.
But
Well, that's just like on Facebook.
But just an odd
You
choice for
you
your
just
presidential picture
you
to
just
go up in
share
the
that
White
thing
House, it
without
seems
actually reading all the way to the bottom of the article.
But I mean, I suppose President Obama was, when you look at American history, he was an odd choice for the American public, and he changed the way, kind of things are looked at in the country.
Right. He did, definitely. And he's still doing, he's still kind
Surely.
of a sense of influence here in America.
And I mean, it's just, in my opinion, another example of, how equal we are really in this country. More so than any other country, and more so than we've been in throughout history.
But
I think
Women have it pretty equal.
are we talking
Minorities
about?
have it relatively equal. Who doesn't have it equal? Poor people.
Yeah,
That's what it's all about.
socioeconomic
Agreed.
status.
Socioeconomic
Agreed.
status. We get divided by race. We get divided by gender. We get divided by political stuff.
That's just to
It's
divert
socioeconomic
us
status,
from
ladies and gentlemen.
socioeconomic injustice.
Exactly, because in America, man, it's automatically we're gonna have to discuss things.
And
We
80% of
have
Americans are
children
living check
starving
to check,
in
y'all.
America.
80% of Americans are living check to check. They can't pay their bills if they lose their job next month.
Yeah.
How many?
80% of Americans are living check to check.
Whoa,
Yep.
that's some deep statistics, man.
Hey, I mean, it's just basically the wealth gap, and just keeps on dividing. You were mentioning some laws that they passed in the 1970s, basically, which made it, to where you could buy off politicians legally.
Right, because money is speech. That was 1976. Carter
Freedom
was
of
president.
speech, or where
Right.
you want to give your
That-
money to.
You can give your money to whoever you want, and that's freedom of speech. I mean,
And that's
have
when
your First
politicians
Amendment
quit working
right
for
is
American people.
money.
They work for
donations is
corporations
speech.
now.
Then you have corporations being people, and as a corporation as a person has the right to donate money as a corporation
Right. So,
because
so,
it's a First Amendment right.
what they look at it as freedom of speech.
Yes.
be able
Because
to
if
buy
you
off
stop,
politicians,
if you
essentially.
stop
To be able to
corporations
lobby.
from
Yeah,
donating,
to hide, yeah.
It's just like the Raging Cajun Athletic Foundation made it legal about 10 years, or made it to where, because before that you could just donate your money and they would spread it among all the sports. Now you can
Right.
pick where your money's going. And so you can donate all your money to the football team, for instance. And it doesn't have to go out equally to everybody. And so it's the same thing, I guess, with buying off politicians, essentially.
Pretty much.
well, there was
Pretty
somebody
much.
on Twitter today that every time a Republican would tweet out his thoughts and prayers, she would go research them, find out how much money they took from the NRA, and then say retweet his, and then say took X number of millions of dollars from the NRA.
Okay. Yes.
And every
yes.
time a
Yes.
politician would do it, she was on their ass
was
with
on.
how much money they took.
So,
Lather, rinse, repeat. I mean,
So it looked like it was nice sitting with you all.
it was nice sitting with us.
Yes, and I'm gonna close y'all show in a minute.
Okay, well, give me your
Going,
thoughts real
going,
quick on
going.
this, Shaheed. What are your thoughts on immunizations? Which, let me give you a little bit of statistics first. Since 1980, the amount of immunization shots that kids have to get into public schools has tripled. Okay, in that same amount of time, the amount of kids with autism and learning disabilities, behavioral disabilities, has skyrocketed as well. So should it be mandatory to basically have to take all of these, immunizations?
What I think about immunizations, man, is the fact that, again, going back to these scientific studies, they're trying to find some type of bacteria or whatever it may be that will sustain life.
Well, they're pumping
So
kids
they-
with mercury, essentially, is what they're doing.
Exactly.
okay,
yes,
but that
yes.
hasn't been.
Some
I
of
don't
them
think-
probably are beneficial.
Okay, well,
I don't
you got
think the
thimerosal,
intent-
which has just
It's a very small amount, but it affects different people in different ways.
Because
Right,
they
well,
say
so
they
does
say
the air.
actually like the flu shot. It's like may solve your problems about 25%.
Yeah, which I actually wrote that down. The flu shot
know,
only works
so-
35% of 36% effective.
Exactly.
36%
And I think that
and
we
it's going to
live in
give
a
you the
time-
flu.
See, when you talk about deforestation, right?
Deforestation.
Yeah, deforestation, right?
Right.
When you talk about that, we're talking about the releasing of a lot of, just like you may find a species unknown to man in the Amazon jungle, right? You have viruses that exist the
Absolutely.
same way.
Absolutely.
Right? So what happens, you know, I mean, being who we are, we always try to develop
Right.
something to combat it, right?
Sure.
Would you agree?
Right, but that's because we're always touching things. If we kept our
Yes.
hands out
Yes,
of
it's because
places,
we all are contaminated, man.
I mean, if we didn't with stuff,
It's because we all are contaminated and we're trying to create something to prevent the superbug, man.
Well, and where I was going with this.
So we immune each other. We immune children to get them in school, you know.
well,
to
herd
prevent it.
immunity.
You know?
Well, where I was going with this was it was reported that Bill Gates, he's somebody who's really big on population control and supports immunization shots, except for with his kids, because he basically got it to where his kids were got exemptions from the immunization shots. And in fact, a recent study was done that rich kids, basically 3% of the population, get exemptions from having to get the immunization shots, and it's only rich people.
Wow. Now,
That's
deep.
okay. Yeah, that's
That's deep.
and it's
I mean,
Fake
I mean,
news.
fake
Fake news,
news,
ladies and
right?
gentlemen.
I mean, was
I
this
didn't do
one-
the
you
research
did do
here. I didn't do the
okay.
research.
Okay.
You know, a lot of these, I'm just reading the
You
headlines.
just read the headlines,
you
right?
know, and I'm reporting. I'm
Okay.
reporting as fake news.
right.
Real
well,
fake news.
You're a talking head, so
Real-
you
A talking head. That's
you
exactly
read
what they don't pay
hand
me to
you.
do. You know.
That's what we don't pay you to do,
Yeah,
right?
that's what they don't pay me to do. All right, so Shahid, it's been a pleasure as always. We're
Yes,
just going to
sir.
run through some interesting facts. You know, maybe even this day in history. We got about, what, 13, 14 minutes left?
this
something
day
like
in
that.
history.
I don't know if you noticed, but the drunken tobacco guy came in and he was looking in. He was wanting to come on the show.
Oh, I missed him.
You saw that?
Yeah.
Well, maybe
Jeez.
next time. Drunken tobacco guy. Thank you, Shahid.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Yeah, always bringing some science to the show, Mr. Shahid. Interesting perspective. And sometimes it's good to talk about race relations with another race in the room.
Yeah. Otherwise, we're just those two Tolkien guys.
Opinionated white boys.
Yeah.
You know, and nobody needs to hear that. So, speaking of blacks in Lafayette, did you know that they're 3.5 times more likely to be denied a home loan? Once again, is that race or is that socioeconomic status?
Yeah, socioeconomic status seems to be, to me, to be a big thing. And if you're not allowed
If
to,
you can't get a loan,
Right.
then it's probably because you're pulling your bank account's too low.
right,
kind of thing.
you don't have a solid credit
It's
history.
unfortunate that the numbers are that way. You
Right.
know, but
Now, did they have a commensurate figure for whites?
no, I don't believe so. And that was a local news headline.
Right.
There. Like I said, y'all, I don't go and read a lot of these articles unless it really interests me. Let's see, another study. The flu vaccine is only 36% effective. We already talked about that. We've already pretty much talked about this. Ultra-processed foods lead to cancer. Duh. Netflix viewers.
Netflix
Got some
viewers.
stats on that.
Oh yeah, they're collecting your data, people.
Yeah, pretty much what you watch. You know, that's how they determine, like, you know, suggested for you and all
I get
that stuff.
emails that so and so has a new comedy special that's
Right,
on.
you watched this last comedy special, so you should like this next one. But the average Netflix viewer watches 2.5 shows per sitting.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And that's average. Like, you know, some people only go and watch one, you know, because they're eating dinner or something. You know, so that means a lot of people are watching like 5, 6, 7 episodes at a time.
Well, I'll admit, I binge.
Binge watching.
I binge.
Yeah.
I wait
On
till
your
the
days
I
off,
wait
it's
till the
freezing cold
season's
outside or
over.
raining.
Right, 2 or 3 days,
Let's
and
binge
I'll
watch.
dedicate it to cramming in season 2 of Stranger Things.
There you go. Which I haven't seen any of those yet. Is that any-
Stranger Things. Season
worth
1
it?
was awesome. Season 2 was good.
I'm gonna have to check it out.
But season 1 was awesome.
I'm definitely not one of those 2.5 shows per setting, or the 50% of people that watch a whole season in 1 week. I mean, I've done it before,
Right.
But it's rare. It's rare. I'm not a every week. Let me watch a season of something.
No. I'll watch a couple. Sometimes I watch 3. But most of these seasons, I mean, most of these shows, their seasons are 10 to 12 episodes long. So if you watch 3 episodes a day, 4 days, you're done.
Right.
I mean, that's not really excessive.
So that's kind of some of the average viewer material on
Right.
Netflix. Here's some other averages. Tell me whether you think you're above or below average on these. So the average person, which you were just looking at your phone, right?
Yeah.
The average person looks at their phone 300 times a day.
Okay, I'm way below average.
You think so, really?
Dude,
How many times per hour do you think you look at your
Okay,
phone?
how frequently do I respond to phone calls and texts and things like
Text? Well, and this is a non-working day because you probably use your phone less at work, maybe.
that? Yeah, but still, in general, I use my phone more as a reader
I would say I probably look at it at least 100 times a day.
100 times a day.
But 300 is kind of
300's pushing it because we're not addicted to the Snapchat.
Right. One, I mean, and maybe it's usually like 1 or 2 long durations.
Right, right.
You know, like when you're dropping a
duck
deuce when you got
lips-
home from work or something. You know.
Yeah.
And I mean, okay, well, I'm ready to wind down my brain and you know lose all
Right,
feeling of
well,
my
okay.
legs on the commode.
All right, because you just had to watch one more YouTube video.
All right, or you had to play your word with friends moves.
Oh,
and No
God.
wonder we got Dookie on our phones everywhere.
Ain't
right?
that some shit, right?
But did you know that the poo-poo emoji was originally supposed to be pudding, but people
Really?
just thought it was poo?
Yeah, well, that's...
It was supposed
yeah.
to be the symbol
Pudding?
for pudding, yeah.
Or it could be chocolate ice cream. You know the
Right,
way the
even then,
one
you
that
would think
swirled
so.
it, was it Dairy Queen that did the swirl on there?
Yeah, a little swirl.
And then got the little...
Which, you know me, Acadiana, you know I've never mind a little swirl, ladies.
God.
Word. Okay, Mob, higher or lower? Women on average cry 30 to 60 times a year. Men, 6 times a year. Well, would you say you cry at least 6 times a year?
Oh,
like
no.
once every 2 months?
No.
No, and I don't really know any
No.
other males that do cry that much, but I don't know, I guess you're sensitive.
Yeah. Well, there are sensitive people out there.
Let's see. The average person keeps 13 secrets at a time. I can't keep track of mine. I really don't have very many secrets. I'm kind of wearing my heart on my sleeve kind of
Right.
guy.
Yeah.
Ain't much to hide.
People know what I'm at.
And really, in today's society, you're being spied on left and right, by the, Google and
Facebook
CIA,
and-
Facebook, all that good
Facebook,
stuff.
yeah, okay, well, the
yeah, so
NSA,
you can't
no
really keep
secrets
any
allowed.
secrets anyways.
No
you know?
secrets allowed, NSA.
Exactly. Like, whatever porn you look at, your grandma can hack in and find what kind of porn you're looking at. If grandma really wanted to learn how to hack.
Well, yeah.
You
I mean,
know?
would you turn down an attachment from Granny?
I'm sorry I was watching midget porn, Granny. I don't know. I really don't watch that. Come on. Let's see.
No, you watch interracial midget.
Contagious?
Yawns? No. I call bullshit
It's
on that.
called non-conscious mimicry, and technically, yes, it's proven that it is contagious. But another one, sniffing, has been proven to be contagious. That if you sniff something, people are going to start sniffing too.
Oh, well, that means when I crop dust those people, they all...
Yeah. So, well, I mean, that makes sense to me.
I mean,
if you're
I-
sniffing something, then hey, I want to sniff something too. You know?
Okay, so what I need to do is crop dust them and then sniff.
Oh, good stuff. Good stuff. Hey,
Some-
higher thought,
right.
higher education here.
Somebody needs to do that shit.
We're
I
good
mean,
role
stuff.
models. We're good role models. Let's see.
I'm not a role model.
Hey, people with a dark sense of humor tend to have a higher IQ.
I have a dark sense of humor.
We'll take that one. Look at the higher thought. If you don't have a dark sense of humor,
You
you can't really
shouldn't
watch
be
this
here,
show. You
right.
shouldn't be watching right now. Let's see.
Just wait till we get the videos. You're just going to freak out and lose your mind.
Did you know? A little segment of Did You Know? Did you know that coffee drinkers have more sex than tea drinkers?
That'd be nice.
I like both, actually, but
I drink more
I
coffee
drink more
than
coffee.
Yeah.
Here in the States, it's more coffee. I mean, maybe if we're in
Maybe that was an up you to the British.
right,
The whole
bollocks, British.
the whole Tea Party thing.
Let's see. Swearing helps reduce pain.
Absolutely.
I would agree with that.
Smash that thumb.
Piece of crap! Motherfucker! Yeah.
Yeah.
It helps.
Yeah.
It helps. Let's see. I thought this was interesting. We walk 5 equators in our lifetime, which we, determined the circumference of the Earth, and the equator was about 25,000 miles.
Right.
So roughly, we're walking about 125,000 miles in our lifetimes. I would say we walk less than that in the United States, especially if you don't live in a big city. Where you have to, walk
You
from
have to
place
walk
to
because
place.
cars are no good.
That's how it is.
Right.
Like in New York, they walk a hell of a lot more than we do here in Lafayette, Louisiana.
Oh, sure. Can you really get anywhere by walking?
No, you got to take a cab or
Right.
the subway.
I
or
mean,
walk.
there's not a bodega on the corner, so
course
how
not.
can you pick up that thing you need?
Let's see. Your chances of dying on the way to pick up your lottery winnings are higher than actually winning the lottery.
Makes sense.
Makes sense.
You'd probably die in your bathtub, taking a shower, getting ready to go pick up your lottery.
Let's see. Interesting psychological facts. And I'm just going to kind of brush through these. Did you know you can't read in a dream? Because it's 2 different regions of the brain. Interesting.
Did not know that.
Good liars are better at detecting lies.
Makes sense.
Makes sense.
Makes sense.
Because they know all the tricks of the trade. Let's see. 90% of people are uncomfortable when the TV volume is not divisible by 2 or 5.
That's weird.
That is weird to me.
That is
but
weird.
I keep my volume, I guess like 10, 15, or I personally do 11 and 13 a lot at my house,
Mine starts at 16. That's just my default thing.
But that's
and
a
then
multiple
and
of
then
2.
depending on the program, I just crank it up till it's good or drop the volume if it's too loud. I don't
Right.
give a flip about having the number be. Maybe I'm weird.
Ooh, this is a good one for
Go
people
ahead.
out there that we maybe work with.
Are they weird?
A lack of sarcasm
Ooh.
is a warning sign for early brain disease.
That doesn't surprise me. There's no
Chill out.
brain flexibility
Yeah.
there involved.
No, booty flexibility either. They're just tight, You could put a piece of coal in there and just
Make a
become
diamond. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Well, sarcasm is almost like oxygen. Without sarcasm, can you really live?
Without a doubt. You gotta, even if you gotta fake your laughs, get the laughs in. I fake my laughs on the way to work just to wake me up and get me in a good mood every day because I'm not trying to be up that early, on a regular basis. Let's see. We can sense somebody staring at us in our sleep. I imagine that's some kind of survival mechanism
I
that
would,
we
I
have
would certainly
built in.
hope so.
We're more likely to return a lost wallet if it has baby pictures in it. Makes sense.
That's okay. So maybe I need to put baby pictures in my
Just
wallet?
because, yeah, people will return your wallet. Maybe
Yeah.
not with the cash in it, but let's see.
Hey, look, I'd rather have all the rest of my stuff. You can have the money.
No doubt, no doubt. Ooh, this one I'm kind of guilty of. Sleeping with multiple pillows means that you tend to be more lonely and depressed. But I sleep with a lot of pillows. That doesn't necessarily mean I'm lonely and depressed, but
I sleep with a lot of pillows, and
Yeah.
I'm not depressed.
no, but
I mean, a little lonely sometimes.
I guess it would be better to actually sleep with another human being than
Oh,
the pillows.
yeah,
But
absolutely.
the pillows
It would
make a
be-
nice substitute.
Right.
You know.
Until the big fat dog crawls into bed, and then you.
No doubt, no doubt. Let's see, we're about close to the 2-minute warning here. Couple happy birthday wishes. 1564, Galileo.
Ah, my
Was-
man.
Been called the father of science, pretty much.
Somebody had to drop their balls
Yep,
right there in public.
and he did.
He did.
That's gravity.
And he had an uneven set of balls.
Well-
He was making his point.
And speaking of uneven set of balls, for the women's suffrage movement, Susan B. Anthony, who's been minted on a coin here
Yes.
in America. 1954, he's probably a secret society Illuminati member. The creator of The Simpsons, Matt Groening, who has pretty much, predicted the Trump election and, numerous many other
right.
things on The Simpsons.
What does that have to do with Susan B. Anthony? Nothing?
Oh, no, it's Matt Groening's birthday, too.
Oh, it's
1954.
Matt Groening's birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Matt.
Yeah, and if you never noticed, Homer Simpson, his hair is a M and his ear is a G.
Did not notice
didn't
that.
know that.
I did not notice that.
Oh, really?
But then again, I'm just there for the lulls
And the laughs.
and the laughs.
The 15 laughs per day. Which you used to get maybe more from The Simpsons back in the day.
Back in the day. I think the Simpsons have overstayed
Speaking
their
of
welcome.
laughing, this is one of the funniest people I've ever thought we've ever had as a comedian. 1964, Chris Farley was born. And, of course, he left us, roughly about 20 years ago. But funny dude.
Right.
One of the funniest in my generation. Also from my generation, from the band Incubus, Brandon Boyd, 1976.
Brandon Boyd.
He's 42 now. I guess that makes me feel a little old.
You're old.
Yeah, I'm old.
You're old. God. Then what does that make me?
This day in 1895, they had 9
1895.
inches of snow in New Orleans. Holy crap, we got 15 seconds, so let's wrap it.
9 inches
Let's
of
make
snow.
like Trojan and wrap this up. For your boy Mobe, I'm Nayday. Higher Thought. Tune in next week. Much love, y'all. Peace.
Deuces.
Happy Mardi Gras, Valentine's. All right.
Going,
we're
gone.
probably still streaming. We're going to turn that off.
Oh! It's all good. Oh my God, I hadn't